Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Nania Yasmin and I'm super excited to be back on YouTube. Happy New Year to you all. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. If you are a returning subscriber of mine, you know I took a bit of a hiatus. It's been about 2 months since I uploaded anything on my channel, which is crazy. It's the longest break I've ever taken, and so I'm super excited to be back this week. If you're new here or you're unfamiliar with why I started a YouTube channel, it initially was to document my journey as a Black woman and English teacher living abroad. So I spent 2.5 years teaching English and living in Taiwan, and while I was there I met my now husband and we got married last January, and then last August we decided to leave Taiwan and move back to America. And so we are just a couple weeks shy of our 1-year anniversary, as well as the 6-month mark since we've been back in the States. And so that's kind of what inspired this week's video, is just kind of expressing how this transition has been for me. You know, I'm sure you all know that Taiwan and America are completely different. My lifestyles here are completely different. The culture is completely different, and a lot has happened within this time. So that's what I was thinking about the other day, and that is why I thought I could create today's video. So with that being said, we'll jump right in. I'm going to start with a quick 6-month update. We left Taiwan August of 2021. The physical transition has been easy. So going from my environment in Taiwan, going from the Taiwanese culture, and then coming back to a completely different environment, a completely different culture in America, that has surprisingly been pretty easy for me. I don't think I've experienced any reverse culture shock. I was able to come back home and jump right back into things. I just think with technology and how advanced it is, my entire time in Taiwan, although I was extremely far away from home, I still had the internet, I still had my phone, I still had access to my friends and family and what was going on back home. So I think that made for the transition to be a lot easier for me physically, because I never really felt like I was as far away as I really was, if that makes sense. What I did underestimate and I didn't really anticipate was how overwhelming the transition was for me mentally. And I don't even think I realized that until a few months after I had been back in America, how much it affected me mentally. And just to briefly explain what I mean by that is, you know, although America is my home country, I didn't move back to America and pick up, you know, where I left off in terms of my own life. My norm still was completely different. You know, as I stated, I got married, so my entire life changed in terms of going from a single woman to being married. That comes with a ton of different changes. That's been a journey in itself. But even in addition to that, I'm living on the East Coast for the first time. I'm living in a new state for the first time. I went unemployed for a few months. I started a new job. I'm in a new career. I mean, literally, I started a brand new life. Although I'm in America, I still started a brand new life, and I didn't realize how taxing that was going to be on me mentally. And so that is the reason why I ultimately decided to take a break. But because by the time November and December hit, I was just overwhelmed. Again, I wasn't physically tired, but mentally it was just mentally taxing. I don't know, I just had a conversation with myself, I guess, and I just allowed myself to take a break. I allowed myself to sit in this moment and adjust to my new norm, because I had experienced such drastic changes in a short time. time span, and that left me uninspired. There were a few times I did try to record and make videos, but it just felt extremely forced and I just wasn't feeling it. So that is kind of my 6-month update. I would say, again, physically the transition was easy, but mentally that is something to take note of for anyone moving anywhere, whether you're moving abroad, whether you're moving back home, or even if you're just moving to another state. I think that is something you should absolutely anticipate and make room for, is just how you will be affected mentally, because I think we're always focused on the physical. We want to make sure we have a place to live, we want to make sure we have income, and you know, we figure if we have that, everything else will be okay. I understand those are important to have and get in order, but don't forget your mental health. If you need to take a break, if you need to take a step back, if you need to take things slower, allow yourself the time and space to do that. So moving on to answer some questions that nobody asked, but I'm gonna answer in case you guys wanted to know. Do I miss Taiwan, or do I regret my decision to come back? How do I feel about coming back to America? The short answer is no. I do not regret my decision to leave Taiwan. I think what I miss is I'll always hold dear the experience in itself, and I'll miss that because I know an experience like that is only once in a lifetime. But I don't miss it in terms of like I feel like I want to go back to it. I've mentioned in quite a few of my videos the lifestyle Taiwan afforded me, which is one of the biggest benefits that I got from living in Taiwan, in terms of just, you know, having a stress-free job, having extra time and money to travel or explore different hobbies, or just being in a better mental state. Certain aspects of that lifestyle I do miss. Taiwan in itself I don't miss, and I say that because being a Black woman in Taiwan after 2.5 years, number one, it was kind of alienating. Thank God I met my husband and we, you know, met and had our time together there. It never felt like home for me personally. Just being in such a different environment, the cultural differences, you know, the language, being away from my family and friends, the food, you know, it was just huge adjustments that I stuck out like a sore thumb. Like I said, the language was just completely different for me. So after 2.5 years, that was kind of exhausting, and I don't miss that aspect of living abroad, or you know, that aspect of Taiwan itself. In terms of teaching, I don't miss teaching either. I've explained in a few videos that was never really a career choice I saw for myself. It definitely wasn't a long-term career choice for me. It was something I opened myself up to and I was willing to try, but you know, ultimately that was not something I saw myself doing forever either. So again, I learned a lot in that experience. I'm extremely grateful for it. I enjoyed the kids so much. I just think, to summarize it, my time in Taiwan served its purpose. Like, it was just genuinely time for me to move on. And even initially when we did decide to move, I didn't necessarily want to at first, but I knew it was something we needed to do in order for us to grow. And I'm talking, when I say we and us, I'm talking about me and my husband. And yeah, that's how I still feel. I still stand on that. That move was necessary. I feel about being back in America. So I've gotten a lot of different responses from people in America and outside of America, you know, asking why would I come back here? You know, like, it's crazy here. There's so many things going on here. Why would you want to leave your comfortable life abroad and come back to this? Initially, that was something that was really big to me. It was something that I thought about a lot, but I feel like America is what it is. There's always something going on. That is something that's out of my control, you know, and no matter how I feel about it, no matter what I say about it, America's still my home. This is where I'm from. This is my normal, in terms of environment, in terms of culture, language. And so I think after spending 2.5 years abroad, I've learned to change my perspective about it and really just use it as my advantage. Instead of focusing on the bad here, I can look at it through a completely different lens. And you know, there's pros and cons to everything. There's pros and cons to living in Taiwan, there's pros and cons to living in America. And so that's how I choose to move about that. And in terms of living abroad again, would I leave America again and live somewhere else again? The answer to that is yes, absolutely. That's actually in the plans for the future. My husband and I would absolutely love to live more so bi-coastal versus just up and leaving completely. Again, well, I feel like we'll always have roots here, we'll always have community here, family, friends here, so we will always have something planted here. But we do absolutely want to have things planted in other countries too, in terms of business, property, and whatever else may come from that. We are open to exploring. So absolutely, in terms of living abroad again. So to sum everything up, I would say moving back to the States has definitely had its ups and downs. It's come with some challenges, some pros and cons, but this still was the best decision for my husband and I to make. We have no regrets. We haven't looked back at all, even for a little bit. And you know, we're still transitioning, we're still moving about, we're still getting adjusted. The motto I've been living by is something my dad used to tell my sisters and I all the time, and it's been literally, it hits different now, it's been getting me through, and that is to take things one day at a time. That's literally what I've been doing. I'm not overwhelming myself with the plans and goals that I have 6 months from now and years from now. I'm literally just focused on this moment that I have, and you know, being the best version of myself in terms of becoming a woman, a wife, being a better friend, being a better sister, daughter, aunt, you know, excelling in my career, really diving into what I really am passionate about and what I really always have dreamt of doing. I feel like I'm finally in a position to actually do that. So it may not be easy, but I'm absolutely happy. I'm grateful for it. And I'm excited to move forward. I'm excited to continue to make content for you all, connect with you all, and be as present as I can be on these social media platforms. That's where I will end the video today. If you guys have any video suggestions, anything that you guys want to see from me, leave them down below. Let me know how you guys have been doing. What are you guys up to? Are you guys still moving abroad? Has the pandemic affected you all? Are you guys able to make it abroad? What's that process looking like? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, follow me on my other social channels, Instagram and TikTok. And thank you all as always for the support. I will see you guys next time.